give like a 1 to 3 sentence on how you would describe yourself, what do you do? Because you do so many things, right?
Yeah. So you're right, I do a lot of things actually, like be it acting, hosting, videography, even we say personal branding advising, or right now trying to just help people build their social media, but also building my own. Then hobbies wise, I also have crazy a lot. I think you know me way before would be from actually the EDM scene. Shuffling, I was like second generation, second generation shuffler.
You know Red Moon?
Red Moon, yes, Red Moon. Alexander Chan, which is my shuffle mentor. Chan Bai Jun. Then after that, now he's spinning fire, by the way. Crazy guy also. Magic, skating. So I combine this in videography, I glide around. Yeah. So right now, focus would be more on building my own personal branding using social media. Yeah, and try to understand the space even more to help more people and also help myself. Because I think social media is the next big thing, be it apart from AI. Like social media, if you talk about, if I want to promote a shop, usually if I open a storefront, I give flyers, how many people will actually walk past the shop? We talk about a volume of 100 per day. And this 100, maybe only 10 will be like, this store looks interesting, 2 will walk in. But using social media, right, it's like you scroll your phone.
You got like a preview already.
It's not only a preview, it's, you can think of it as they walk past your shop.
Different storefronts, your profile.
10,000 viewers mean 10,000 views means 10,000 people walk past your shop. Yes. And then when they stop and watch your video, that is like them standing outside the shop. Hey, what about this? Finally, the engagement where they share is where they decide to walk into the shop. Right. So when I share with you means what? I want to go inside the shop to eat. I want to work with this person.
Right.
That's why I message in.
Right,
that is how from 100 organic people walking past, now it becomes 10,000 people walking past the shop. Yeah, and it's all in like the palm of your hand already. Yeah.
Is that the reason why like F&B food places are not doing so well? Just so earlier, right, I had a meeting at PS Cafe, right? Wow, I love PS Cafe, but fucking hell, it's empty, yeah. Is it like everybody is just like, everything's so expensive, they don't really want to go to like physical store now, everything just online shopping, everything?
Yeah, so I think that social media or phones, like, it is a double-edged sword actually. Like we talk about even we say the news came out like the clubs are dying and all this sort of thing. So last time what we do after work, we actually like, why don't we drink, hang out and all this? But some people will be like, I can just do it on my phone. You know, I can just talk to people and all this. But this is a scary part also. It is actually very cheap dopamine hits. Why we say cheap dopamine hits, like blue light and all this. So a lot of people, when you scroll phones, after that you actually feel like
wasted your time.
Wasted time, doom scrolling, brain rot. Okay, it's because right, it deteriorates you, because when you are scrolling and doing all these sort of things, you are taking the dopamine hit first. You feel good first. Then when you turn off, it's very hard for you to sleep, get proper rest, or even the blue light causes you to be depressed. Actually,
what?
Really? So like, why blue light or phone screens, all these sort of things, right? They cause depression is because you are having an artificial morning and you are not getting enough rest. Yeah, so there are real and fake dopamines. What is real dopamine? How we identify? This is something that I also learned to make myself better. Is if the high comes first, right? The reward comes first. Like we are always balanced. So if the high comes first, the low is actually later. It's always like that.
So it's fake dopamine.
It's fake dopamine when the high comes first. So that's why antidepressants, side effect is depression. Or we talk about alcohol. At first you feel high, you feel good. The next day hangover is you feel like shit. So what is real dopamine? When you feel like shit first. Then
slowly, more gradual.
Yes. We talk about gymming. You feel weak. Really, really weak. But because of that, the reward was you get good, you feel good after that. Or you work. And you feel like, wow, I should be here, I have my freedom, all this, so you feel like shit. But later on, the reward comes. So when all these bad things come, even we talk about relationship dynamics, if let's say at first these two people are really attracted to each other, they like each other and they maybe have a one-night stand. From there, if you notice, it will become a very toxic relationship. It will be very dramatic because they chase that adrenaline,
the
high.
Not love, bro.
It's not love. It's actually adrenaline. It's actually so at that point they get together, right? But they don't know each other well enough. They didn't do the work. Then next moment, right, the drama comes. the whole anxiety, wow, and they thought they found the one. But if you notice, the really stable one is when they take time to know each other, they put the work, the guy really chase properly, and all this. Like, it's actually, it makes you feel like shit, but the reward is really good. So that's how I personally identify real and fake dopamine hits lah, which is social media is giving a lot of this. Like crazy amount, and it's so contradicting because I am doing social media. Yeah, but then again, like I even talk to like right now my boss Simon Boy, right? Like, don't you feel that sometimes you get really depressed when you go social media? Then it's
consume, right? Not upload, right?
Yeah, but when you keep consuming, you have to consume to get inspiration, ideas, and all this. So it's like you will be like, I don't want to do this, but I have to do it, and that's the painful part because then it's still like how to say, real dopamine in a way because you're doing the hard work before you reward. So we just need to keep producing, like find our purpose to produce something constantly, and that's like for yourself, by the way, not like for other people.
When you say like real dopamine versus fake dopamine, right? Where the fake one comes very quickly, right? Isn't that like what our young generation is trying to pursue every day, like instant gratification rather than delayed gratification, and how TikTok was made?
Everything
is it because of human nature that we want this kind of thing? That's why it works so well on us.
We are lazy by nature. Humans are lazy by nature. If you really have nothing to do, you would choose to say, I'm tired, I'm busy, I'm lying down in bed, and I can go to sleep.
Yeah. And we like six-pack shortcut, you know?
Like, you see all this, if you notice, like, even we talk about, let's bring it back to social media, any of the hooks at the start, right, they will always say, in 3 steps, I can tell you how to get this big bicep. In 3 steps, I can help you achieve this. Everyone wants shortcut. And when you go for shortcuts, that's why the instant gratification comes and they are not putting the work. That's why it also leads to the lack of consistency. It's like a very interesting concept that I realized, because like when I was in shit, like I was like in a very bad state before, and like eventually I broke up and all this. I left a lot of things behind, and I was like, oh, I realized that I have been seeking external validation. Even now, like I do social media, right? Yes, it is for show, but then again, it's no longer for hey, you must like me. You know, like there are people who post, hey, wow, I have this amount of likes, I have this amount of, I feel good. So the thing is, when we are working on ourselves, it should be for ourselves. It's not for external validation. One example, after, let's say, some guy break up, then they decided I should watch my health. I eat well, I get my finances right, I get a good career, I build myself so much, but for getting a girlfriend. So that is external validation. And what happens when that happens, right, is when they get the girlfriend, you stop everything. They will go back to the lead because they want instant gratification. So it's an external validation because the moment they get it, that's the end goal, right? And when they get the end goal, oh, I got girlfriend already, right? I don't need to gym anymore. I don't need to work out anymore, work that hard anymore.
But that's the secret of your success, you know? Right? The 5 things that he did, but then he stopped.
Yeah. So what if it becomes you do it for yourself? Because when you do for yourself, right, firstly, the girl will know this guy has drive. Okay? And you don't seek external validation. It's your internal validation, where if she feels motivated, she'll join you for the gym. She will push you, and that's how you can grow together instead of being so lazy all the time. So when it's internal, which is like a very subconscious thing, it is a totally different power that you hold. Like we talk about even how to say, how do we find that subconscious, right? Is actually you must really know your purpose. Your personal purpose. What are you going to contribute, or how are you going to live your life or build your life?
How do you eventually find yours?
Mine, I was sick of my cycles.
Sick of cycle? What
cycles? Okay, like it's a downward spiral. Like we talk about my own mental health. Mental health I was battling with depression for 15 years. So like probably 15, 16, I started having depression.
When you're working in the media field?
I was 16, I was already something like working in media field. I was trying to do something for myself. But then again, external validation was that I was really interested in, like, I'm getting a relationship. Like the BGR thing was I kept chasing for external validation, but I thought it was for my purpose, my life, right? But eventually I realized that no, like this is not healthy. All this, so it became failed relationship, chasing people, like you keep chasing and they run or whatever, right? You become tired because you are running after them. But when you build yourself so much, right, people come to you. It's like when you have this podcast, I'm like, hey, dude, you're building something. One day I want to be here.
Yeah.
Right. So in a way, people started chasing, can I be here? But then again, when you chase, people will also say you're not ready, all these sort of things. So back then, maybe you're like, oh, he's not there yet.
Yeah.
But when you build yourself to a point where it is like you're magnetic, you have
Equal exchange of value.
Yes. Then it's like I can give you value here on this podcast. You
Yeah.
can give me value in terms of like also boosting each other.
Yeah.
So I think that is what really helped the end of my downward spiraling cycle. I was very sick of this whole cycle, and I was like thinking like, how can I grow up, man up, get my life and shit together? And that at that point, I'm like, it's not that before that I don't know or I don't want to make my life better. Everyone wants their life to be better,
Yeah.
but I didn't know how. I have the drive, I have the perseverance, but it's like a car. I have a Ferrari, but I don't know where to drive. So I'm banging everywhere like a bumper car. But when you find out that this is your purpose, like for me, right now, I want a stronger profile to be more recognizable. Why? Because if I get more recognizable, I can actually help more people. I by nature, I like to help people.
Yeah, you have that.
Savior complex.
Yeah, and it's a very strong degree, right? And it's hurting yourself a lot.
Yeah, so I was pouring for empty cups, and when people say I need help, like if I have $2 to eat chicken rice back then, and someone says that I need $4 to eat a set meal, I will go and lend for $2, take $4 and lend my friend. Yeah, and then I can say, oh, it's fine. I can starve for today. I help another person. And that's pouring from empty cups, right? So right now, I won't say that my cup is full. I'm still building it somehow. But I feel that it's so much easier to give, not at the expense of me holding like the discomfort within myself anymore. Like I can really properly give and then still I can observe because I don't expect them to give back. And when they don't give back, I'm like, okay, I know your character. I observed already. I will back off. And then when you do give back, now like, okay, mutual investment. I think that should be anything from people to people or businesses also lah.
Yeah.
Right, we are not running a charity also.
I have been through 3 relationships, right? And all of my partners told me that I'm a giver personality. But I don't think I'm like unhealthy, like so much giver, right? But then the thing is like, as a normal level giver, you are like high level giver, right? So right, I think right, as a human, you give, eventually one day you like expect something, right? And then that's where it kind of like feels a bit transactional, and then you're also a bit guilty on yourself that you feel that way. And then that's where the tension and the frustration happen, right? But for me, it's like I grew up to reach your conclusion where I shouldn't stop being a giver. If I'm a giver, I should still continue to give. I'll just
because
give everybody.
that's your superpower.
And that's also your base nature, right? So you give everybody already, then if you don't give back, then okay, I'll just serve the people that also give me back. I don't complain, Or you don't give me back, it's okay. At least I found my tribe. You help me find my tribe.
I think it's like we talk about every interaction, even every bad relationship or what, it's not about what you want, it's about what you don't want. From that. Really.
Exactly.
Like what you don't want.
All my single friends asking me what have I learned. Right.
So it's like I don't need to I'm able to right now like really set boundary like, hey, I really cannot give you right now. But I can point you to certain resources because sometimes I keep giving you the fish. Then I cannot eat. Then next moment to you is like, this guy useless because I got nothing.
Plus worse, he don't know how to fish.
So if I teach you, I guide you, then you think that, hey, what? You help me change my life, join my tribe. Or even if you don't join my tribe, which I don't expect you to be part of, what? I would be more than happy to see that you grow and be successful. Even some people who I help and eventually, we say, backstab or betray me, I'm very happy to see that they're doing well, actually. Even if they see me and they give me like dirt eye and all this sort of thing. But I'm genuinely happy that they're doing well. And I don't expect that one day they give back to me. But if they do wake up one day, actually, I owe it to him or what? That which it is very late reward, actually. Because the people who are healthy eventually, like they maybe you help, and they disappear, they don't help, right? You'll be like, hey, I have nothing. Then later on in life, that good karma comes back on it. I'm not
Real
really,
dopamine, bro.
no, but this is extreme. Like
Extreme.
it's like you are digging trash to eat, and the fella is like, what? Then next moment, like, hey, I'm successful now. I'm helping you. So all this is very interesting because like, yeah, the real dopamine really comes up because
10 years later,
10 years later, 10 years later, type of thing is actually really quite funny. Because like there are a lot of real dopamine friends, fake dopamine friends like that I was hanging out with. Wow, we were really like, wow, you brother me, I brother you, we go and drink now, wow, no matter what, I got your back. And when I was in shit, they left. And the interesting part was like there were very quiet people watching my social media or whatever. I'm not like huge following, but there are very quiet people who I've been observing. I'm not really like interacting with any of your posts, but I'm with you. And I'm like, oh my god, I forgot that you exist. And from there, I realized that all these people are just really very quiet.
Lurkers.
But they were actually very silently pushing me outside, very quietly. So like all these lurkers, there are good and bad lurkers. Even without what real like upfront friends, there are real and fake friends. Like some people say, this girl I will always help, but actually they are just trying to get in the pen, so they are fake friends. Or there are some people who are genuinely there to help them. And the base nature is very important. Like being a giver, stick to being a giver, because I think that being authentic and genuine is very rare these days, especially with the whole social media putting up the perfect life for everyone, having this whole I'm living the perfect life. That's why you will see things like Mothership, news outlet, right, where all these people pretend that they're on a high horse, and if you see the comment section, it's actually really, really toxic.
Yeah.
Like they think that they are having a perfect life. They dare to criticize other people, but if you notice, it no longer is some people are, wow, they're talking shit about me, and you feel like crap. But if you hold the power, right, you will realize that it's a reflection of them only. They have nothing better to do. That's why they comment all these negative things. A real person that goes to gym will not laugh at a fat person in the gym.
Yeah.
It's only the person who doesn't really work out but think they look good, then they're like, wow, this fat fella is actually going to gym. What is he trying to do? Yeah. Then you notice their mindset, they are just very fixed mindset. Growth mindset is very important, I think, especially with an ever-changing world.
And the people that are loud, right, they're actually very few in numbers. The large majority are silent. And then when you're being attacked by all this loud majority, right, and loud minority, you feel very bad. But then you need to think about, actually there's a lot of people supporting you, right, that just don't want to say anything. Yeah, they were supporting you, but they just like don't want to act a fool, like these idiots, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Because I think I used to think that way also, because I was very loud. I was actually, even you talk about 15, 16, where I was actually acting. I skate and sometimes represent national team also. Not really representing, but like I go overseas with them to go and compete. So, and I was doing a lot of other things like performing for Magic on stage and all these type of things. I was also getting certain recognition here and there. At the age of 16, 17, you do have very inflated ego and very arrogant. So people who hate me, I will like, wow, why you don't like me? I'm the shit, man. But there are also people who would stay away from you because you are arrogant, you are loud and all these type of things. Then from there, when I took my first hit of like everyone leaving me, my own relationship failed and all this, I became very quiet. I actually became very, very passive. I lost a lot of self-confidence, self-esteem. I was chasing for validation externally to like make sure that I can still prove that I am something, and I push a lot of all these other influencers. Back then we say they are not even influencers, like they are just YouTubers, all these sort of things, right? Like Elon, Jace, all these sort of things, right? I was a shadow. I was very quietly pushing behind, and I don't speak as much. I wasn't as loud anymore. I tried to humble myself down to say that okay, maybe being loud or people really don't like, so I became quiet.
Overcompensate, right?
I overcompensated and I gave a lot, and then I was like, but then again, I became a bit more quieter to learn. I was seeing all these people are successful in their way. I want to learn. And I lost my voice. I really lost my voice. And that's not my base nature. So that's how I also maybe became depressed, very quiet. And it spiraled down. I was like doing so much negative things to my life. In a way, I ruined my life. Like ruined the life. But then again, I also see people who really utterly ruin their life, build back. Then I sense that I haven't even been authentic to myself at that point. I am a loud character. I want to help, but then again, like back then maybe I will still have a bit of intent on I help you so that you can give me this. Now I learn like I want to be more genuine, because that would really allow me to connect with myself then I can really connect with people. If I can't be real to myself, I can't be truthful to myself. How can I be truthful to other people?
Yeah. Cannot help other people if you haven't even helped yourself.
Yeah. So if I'm inauthentic to myself, or not genuine to what I am, what I want, which is why now I'm a bit more rara again. My confidence came back, but I'll also know, like, using my voice, how I can hopefully guide more people to. I just wish that the world is a better place, lah.
Positively impact
Positively,
the.
yeah.
And then talking about authenticity, right? Like everybody now is talking about like creating content, you need to have authenticity, right? But what happens if you're on a bad day, right? And then you still need to shoot some funny hee ha content, right? How's because you already got like coordinate everybody already, let's shoot some funny, but then maybe something bad happened to you. Will you still put yourself in front of the camera?
So interesting fact
Because the
is,
audience can kind of somewhat tell one, right?
can somewhat tell.
Yeah.
But if you're being real, I mean, okay, that one is a fine line between professionalism, which is because it's your job, and people who can sense what you are still acting, right? I think people who really want to know you on a deeper level will want to connect with you better. And they feel more connected because, like, dude is upset, but he is trying to be happy here. It actually is a different form of respect. So even this reminds me of a very interesting incident where I worked with this other guy called Luke. Not the Luke Chan that you know, Luke, which is this guy for IT. And my last few fighting scenes and acting scenes with all the student films before I left the industry, because at that point I was supposed to act as a hero in the show. So the guy that goes around trying to save his girlfriend, and then like he has to look fierce and what. But actually on that day itself, right, I broke up with a very long time relationship, and I felt the whole world crashing. So imagine that every single time I was checking my phone, I was actually going to cry and all this stuff. I even broke down before they said action. Right? I was really emotional.
This was 15 years ago.
Yeah. Not even 15 years actually. That was when I was 21, 22, 8 years, 10 years ago. Yeah. And you can imagine that they being student film, they were also facing technical difficulties, and I was like the so-called the more experienced one, right? And they were asking me for advice and all this. But the moment I appeared on set, right, I remember that Luke came and like he straight away, oh my god, are you okay? What happened? Then after that I just she literally just broke up with me. Just like, you can act. I said everyone is here, we need to be fair. Like everyone takes their time to be here, and I want to act still. Let's do it. So after time I know that she sort of cheated and was hanging out with another guy and all these sort of things, and I was really, really affected. But when the moment they said action, I was like, give me 3 minutes. Okay, I'm ready, let's action. I put on my face again, I look fierce and all this. I had to fight, I had to remember choreography. So we talk about authenticity or inauthenticity, right? I think it is a job. It is a job. It's like, even if today the whole world crashed on me and you invite me on the podcast, you took the time to set this all up and talk. Maybe the podcast would have went into a more emotional direction. But then again, you still have to show up for yourself. You still have to show up for yourself. So that itself is not inauthentic, because if you have to act happy, that's your job of acting happy. But if you're talking about like really connecting with your audience at that point, if you're doing a vlogging, I'm more than sure that because you are feeling really, really upset for that day,
then be yourself, right?
Just be yourself.
The brief is to be yourself.
Yeah, you just really tell them that, like, you can on the vlog say that, I know today I'm supposed to look very cheerful, but actually I'm still human, you know, like, today is a bad day, I'm still going to show up, I'm still going to pull through, and people will, I think you will get a different form of respect from the audience that really support you on that journey. It's and those are real fans. They're not even followers anymore, they are fans. So like just now when we were talking about what
fans versus followers, right?
Yes. So like
especially since TikTok devalue the value of a follower already with FYP.
So we thought like high viewership. Actually, to me, right now, virality. Like everyone, this video viral, this video confirmed viral. Wow. I don't care about viral despite being in the whole social media space. Yes, it's good to see big numbers. That is the cheap dopamine hit that we get very easily, because you feel validated all the time. You feel important. You see what notification come up, people are looking for you. Wow, you feel good. But then virality is not value. Virality doesn't equate to value. Value itself is where, to me, when you hold that power of knowing your own value, your video don't perform. Maybe TikTok doesn't push it on the algorithm. Maybe it got shadow banned. But if you think that that video is good, just produce it. Just do it. Because when people see that, real fans will be like, this is good thing. I want to continue watching and follow.
It might not be the trending thing.
You don't have to do trending thing. Like everyone, when something is trending, every cat, dog, mouse or anything will want to do. And what makes you special? We all have our own journey. We are all unique on our own.
Yep.
So why don't we just tell our own story for real and give that proper, genuine value? It's very, very important, because if we don't, if you keep chasing numbers, right, you never stop one. It's like fake dopamines, or even we say like validation, will never be enough. One moment you want like, okay, I'm going to hit 1,000 followers, I'm going to hit 5,000, I'm going to hit 10,000. It will never be enough. You hit 1 million, you say I want 10 million next, right? You keep chasing. It's the same as because when you do cheap dopamine itself, or even healthy dopamine also, is never enough. It's like, if you have the power to get 10 girlfriends, and with morals and values aside, like not the commitment, but like, or I feel validated, you will say, okay, I 10 girlfriends now, I'm going to go for 20 next. The same as
That's
like,
why got the emperors, all right? They got infinite capability to get infinite wives.
Yeah. And if you think about it, like, when you keep chasing, so that's why I say that actually the social media, apart from giving brain rot, doom scrolling, is actually also creating a lot of narcissists. Like, everyone is self-building. I can get my validation, my value and everything, or my happiness, all from the social media.
Yep.
Yeah, and it is never ending. We talk about even when, like, pornography, right? If they keep doing it, so if you notice, pornography is also cheap dopamine hit. You feel good first, then post-night clarity, right? Where you feel like shit because you didn't work for it. You didn't actually prove or whatever. So it's also blue screen, blue light, and all these sort of things. And when you keep chasing that, right, it gets worse. If the pornography addiction, or even like vices, we talk about gambling, all this. So you will realize that they want more and more. They start going for more and more extreme pornography.
They're more immune really to the experience.
Desensitized.
Desensitized,
so when they desensitize, then they go for more and more and more. Same thing. When you are doing the social media, the value, if you are a clown, you have to do more and more extreme things.
Yeah.
There's a very fine example that a lot of social media people know. Like, there was this guy that used to do, I think, fitness, but he experimented with eating. And when he was doing eating, people liked the content. So of course, the correct way is you double down on what people want, right?
Yeah.
You're giving them the value. But then they wanted more, so he started eating more. And then he started clowning himself. And he really ruined himself. He, from like this good-looking guy, he became really, really fat.
Something avocado.
I forget. So
yeah,
it gets more and more and more. So when you're building your own social media, your own personal branding, it is very important to set your boundaries still. It's okay to lose fans. I think it's really okay to lose fans, because if you are at the start, you are doing thirst traps, right? You will attract people who are thirsty for you. And so it becomes very difficult for you to even announce your relationship, because the moment you are announcing, all these people who want you for
It's the K-pop idol syndrome, right? The problem.
because they are living in that whole fake reality, right? Social media is for you to socialize. So when they think that, oh, this is my dream girl, my dream girlfriend, the moment she announces, wow, you lose fan base. And it's very dangerous, because when you keep doing thirst trap, what type of audience are you attracting? Thirst trap audience. Their mindset is there. So how can you monetize or make that your living is, they eventually, either you do OnlyFans, or if you really take the leap of faith, is where you convert to do something healthier. Like, if your real purpose is to promote food places, and you started posting food places, you will lose a lot of followers. Like, your next 3 videos you do food places, and why is she from giving me these cheap dopamine hits of feeding my thirst to food? I don't want food from her. Then you lose followers. Then if you're doing fitness, you motivate people, then you push more and more. And so that value is very consistent, right? It's very important to know, like, when people are doing trendy contents, usually it's because it's funny. That's what we share, right? Giving that cheap dopamine. Your face is not as recognizable because everyone's doing that trend. But why there was a point where I was gaining actually quite a healthy number. I wouldn't say like crazy numbers like other people who hitting 5 digits, but from 1K I hit to 3K very, very quickly. Was actually I was doing trendy contents as well. But I took a step back and think, like, how should I ever monetize this?
Yeah.
Or even if I keep gaining so much followers, then the value I'm giving them is like, I'm a clown. Should I really be a clown for the rest of my life to earn money?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I want to really do proper things. Like, be recognizable in promoting what I feel is good, or how I can help people. So it leads to this whole dilemma actually that I'm facing also. I see people getting huge numbers, followers, right? That's when we talk about followers and fans.
Yeah.
But I lose jobs because some people see your follower count not enough. Very little.
Oh my
I can be
God.
the sickest videographer, right? But then my follower count very little.
Yeah.
And I learned one way, which is to hold back and say that if you don't see my value, don't engage me. I'm fine with it. I'm not desperate for your job. If you think that just because numbers are big, right, then you think that they are valuable, go for it. Right? But it does hurt the ego or whatever. Like, I know I am good. Why you don't get me? Then I ever consider also, should I continue going to clowning or cheap dopamine hits, brain rot content? There's too much brain rot going on, not real value and all this. And if I do that, I can gain followers like crazy. It can be like natural selection in a way. I kill all of you, I kill all your brains, like then I become the top. Then everyone's like, wow, he's the one. I can do that. But is it with my conscience not? No, it's against my conscience, because I will feel that I am making you stupid in a way to make sure that I become famous. And that's like everyone else is providing. So one day if I were to stop, it's very easy to lose lemon. It's very, very easy. The numbers build very fast, but the numbers also lose very fast.
Yeah.
The slow grind. If I do something slow, valuable, people find boring. Okay, find boring. Go. You don't see my value.
So just now before we start the podcast, we were talking about fans versus followers, right? And then you can gain numbers very easily and lose them very easily. Those are followers. But fans are the one that will stick through your journey.
Yes.
So how, right, can a brand accurately access a person's fandom?
Engagement. Because you see when the mindset of the audience that you attract is very, very important. If they are following you because you are giving them very, very fast content, which is like you get the followers, huge followers, right? Usually it's because your videos will allow them to follow. It can be because you're good looking, you're funny, you constantly post really, really stupid stuff that people will just
clickbaity.
Yeah. But they only at most see and you're just another scroll. If you want companies, or even not even personal but company, you have to really give proper value of what they want, actually. Like proper value of what they want when they see. So companies who are looking to engage, they will be like, if you are doing entertainment, which is like funny things or what, the like count will be very high because people see haha laugh. And usually it's within 3 to 10 seconds. Or even like true friends, like sometimes I have no time to watch your content, but I really like you as a person.
So share.
They straight away share, they straight away click and like. They see, oh, is this fella? They straight away like. Right? Comment section would be when you put something deeper in thought. Like real value. Like what do you think of this? What do you feel about this? If we talk about just now, we say global warming. Right? So 3 ways I can angle. If I say that global warming, okay, global warming is a huge issue that we need to solve. And then I do a sick ass video by making fun of it. Then people like only. But if I say, do you think that global warming is an issue for the future generation? Some people don't care. But those who care will comment. Because that is value. And finally, you say that we need to spread more awareness and all this. And that's why they share. So the holy trinity is when you get, how you know a video is super, super successful, which is very, very hard, is when you got the highlights, share, and comment. If I were to say, I found a solution to reverse the whole global warming issue, and you prove it, I would swear people love it because you are solving an actual world-changing issue. They like the video. They're going to comment, oh my god, it's finally possible. And they're going to share that this is good news. So you got the holy trinity already. Right? But how many content can you really think of that achieves this?
Right.
If I say I promote a food place, high share is very good.
That's it. Enough already.
Enough. Don't even need to say, wow. Because usually in comment section,
they will bash.
They'll bash on. Oh, I eat that before. Wow, actually on the food standard.
Hidden gem.
Yeah, so like you see, like that guy is viral. The guy is viral, but then again, right, honestly speaking, it is indirectly a brain rot content also. I mean, he's got. I respect him for knowing, like, making people know him based on that. But then again, by my nature, although I'm loud, if you actually see my content, I actually don't really. Wow, you know what? I don't do that. I can do that very easily. We're
extroverted, but like medium, not say loud.
Yeah, I'm actually people say that I'm a very reserved extrovert. But when I do turn up my engine,
whoa,
people are like, oh my god, you're way too much.
来了。
Yeah. Even at well, I was hanging out with a few influencers at Artbox, right? Then they were like, oh my god, when you go on overdrive, it's damn funny.
Yeah.
And I have a friend who was streaming.
Right.
And then I went my overdrive, and the whole audience was like, does he do live stream? I want him to open his live stream.
Yeah.
So I somehow earn fans through my friend's stream.
Yeah, I mean, there's another way, right? It's like kind of like affiliate marketing of sorts. Yeah.
But then again, I will not really think I will go into live stream that soon because I'm not recognizable enough to do that.
Right.
That's I think that the danger of going straight into live stream is that if at the start you do that and people are not interested in you, they just swipe you away. And next time, if you really do get better at all this, right, people still see, and yeah, I'm not even interested in this fella, and they will still continue.
The impression is really formed.
The first impression is gone already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference between Reels, why I prefer Reels is because we can keep giving value, and as you get better, it stays there. Live stream end already, gone already.
Yeah.
But Reels, all this, your quality can improve. You do it better. You start navigating on what you really want. A lot of us, when we started content, I'm sure we tried every single content. One moment you clown yourself, one moment you try and show that you're fitness, one moment you fashion, one moment you're trying every other thing, you collaborate with everyone. But eventually when there's one that's good, I actually had one that was good, but I didn't double down because to me it's like nonsense. I was just wearing a white shirt and trying to eat laksa. But somehow he got 600,000 views for an account that was at 2,000 followers. Then I'm like, should I start selling a stain-proof shirt? Should I, every single video, I'm just going to eat with white
some
shirt?
messy ass shit. Yeah.
Right. Then I'm like, nah, that's not what I want to do for people. If not, I could have constantly went viral for that. Then people would just be like, the ramen shirt boy. Something like that. Why should I do that though?
But what's your new strategy now for content if you are not trying to chase the numbers? Because you chase enough already, then you realize, okay, now you want to provide more value, create more fan base instead of followers, right?
Yeah. So I put myself back. I think this one also I need to thank ChatGPT for putting me into to wake me up. It's like I did ask the same question that I was saying just now, which is I build numbers very fast if I do stupid things. But then again, if I want to give proper value, I want to help. And I'm so low follower count, how can I really help? So they were also saying that just keep doing it. Just keep doing, because eventually it is very slow. What? Keep doing what you are already doing, which is the proper value and all the good things. And
might not go viral, but somehow someone will pick up on it.
Yeah, because you are doing the numbers build very, very slowly, but they are really authentic people who wants to be part of the journey. And this one is the fans. This is how you gain fans, not followers. Followers very easy gain one. If you want to say how do girls gain very quickly, shake tits, right? But if you notice the really, really hardworking ones, even right now, if we say the more recognizable, memorable top few, right?
Top few what?
Top few influencers or KOLs. They're actually mostly male, no? If you think about it, recognizable ones.
Si Gui Ong, all these, right?
They're all mainly guys. Like girls itself, yes, they are pretty, they have good figure, they attract that type of attention very quick. But then again, do you really remember them? No, because they are just like a dime in thousand. So a lot of times, people were like, you're just a normal guy, a boring guy who maybe talks sometimes a bit too deep and all these sort of things. You are very hard to gain followers, like compared to girls who are so pretty, who dare to low all this, like to me it's like at the stage that if they keep getting that validation, just open OnlyFans and earn money lah. But people will not remember you. And I see the top few creators we're talking about, like Liuki, Simon, Tommy, Maito, all this, like they work really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And they know like Maito is known for comedic Chinese content, like only comedic Chinese content. So if you notice, he niched down twice. Simon does skits, he does his storytelling. Tommy is known for his savior content or acting. Liuki itself is also documenting his journey and he's doing comedic stuff, right? So, are they really, really good looking people? They're actually good looking, but it's not like the K-pop level swai.
Not your traditional sense.
Yeah. But are they recognizable? Yes. They are very recognizable. If they were to say like, come over to this event, people would go.
Yeah.
Right? So, girls itself, when they dance, look sexy and all this, yeah, it's another one. Oh, sexy, okay, I follow. And just
Followers
followers,
versus fans.
really followers versus fans. This whole thing is showing already.
Mm.
And because right now it's no long, I don't think that social media is in the infant stage anymore. Back then when everyone is trying, we were like when we're saying YouTube, that eventually Instagram came out and now TikTok. So if you notice any of these huge app when they come out, right, they will always have a different stages of growth.
Yeah.
It becomes like when YouTube, right, it was considered low quality production, right?
Yeah.
Then
first.
then when we talk about like Wong Fu,
yeah,
they did like films, or even back then we say Christina Grimmie or even NOC, when they're doing a bit higher value already, right? Then if you notice, it gets better and better
Peter
and better.
McKinnon,
Right?
Casey Neistat.
And then it gets better. Yeah, Casey Neistat. Wow, he's sick, man. By the way.
Yeah.
Then now Instagram come out, and Instagram was also very cheap in a way where everyone was just taking square photos. Then eventually they introduced videos and reels, and it was so simple videos like, trendy. I put one there, I dance. Right now, if you notice, it gets better and better and better, right? Although it might not get as much following count, but people find the work sick, and that's your fans already, right? So the value becomes so much better, and so the next one that came out was like TikTok. Back then, Musically become TikTok.
Yeah.
Musically was dancing, then it became TikTok that time. Also now it's like it's at the infant stage of everyone screaming, "Wow, I tell you, talking hate videos and all this." Yeah. Then and so you notice that YouTube, or we talk about Facebook videos like boomer, right? They go with the age. Instagram is like our millennials. Then now Gen Z is like the TikTok.
Yeah.
It's now at that stage. But as the audience from here grow, it will eventually become the stage of Instagram now.
Which is platform maturity.
It's more mature already. I'm not surprised if there will be one new platform soon for like alphas. Gen alphas. Right. They are maybe they are merging together like the Gen Zs and the and alpha on TikTok. But then again, as the content gets better, because they will grow up one.
Yeah.
They'll grow up. My content itself will be too slow paced for Gen Z because their attention span is shorter.
Do you find yourself doing better on Instagram and TikTok?
Yeah, a lot.
Right.
For me, I do a lot better on Instagram. But then again, it also is a target audience I want to attract.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to attract 小弟弟小妹妹. I don't want to, as much as I know that TikTok has a very high chance of going very viral, very fast and recognizable. But then again, I don't think that if I were to say I help a shop to promote something, then the Gen Zs will resonate with it or have that type of spending power, and it's not to their taste.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel authentic if I were to promote Gen Z place also. Then after that, they cannot connect, right? Because they will be like, this uncle trying to promote this thing. I also don't like that. If I were to fake, I can fake Gen Z. I also can fake. You know what, this place, don't be delulu. I can scream at camera and it's what they want. But that's not authentic. Unless you are, I respect those people who actually do well on all three platforms actually. They're able to switch. They can code switch. So they can go very loud here. Then they go the mature, their real self. If I'm a millennial, I can go like, I shout here. I go mature here. And I go acting on YouTube, then or even TV. Then you build one. Because you have to respect that space to like TikTok, Instagram, right? And follow their pace.
Yeah. Every platform has its own culture.
Yeah.
Right.
You cannot be like I mean, you can also try the lazy way, which is if you are, because not many of us are doing it full time. So the only way you can do is you do one video and then post on all three platforms. But the correct way is actually when you do one. Yeah, you do one, you cut it more ADHD and put on TikTok.
Yeah.
Give a bit deeper, go Instagram.
Yeah.
So or
then
you
the
can
main video YouTube lah.
Yeah, and a lot of people does that. They actually do the main video on YouTube first, then they do the shorts version to lead it over to YouTube, and then they do on Instagram. Then they cut it even more ADHD and do on TikTok, and throw on TikTok. So it gets faster, normal, then actual. Yeah. Because no one really like, even movies. Sometimes I think some people find too slow and sleep. But now
you know now YouTube got the shorts. TikTok got a lot of the content. I slow it down right to watch the full Avatar movie or something. Then they play it like 200 times faster or something.
That's why even Netflix also got the times 2 or times 3, which is wow. I even think that maybe because this is me, like I do films or videos so much that I do not. I will still choose to watch at the normal pacing. Because maybe I know the pain of the effort, the work that goes into every video. So I would still respect the work. I would still like, it's like, you see, when social media now, like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, if I were to do a crying scene, it's
Cannot,
literally,
must
I
build
cannot.
up.
It's like, last time acting is like, oh my god, I take time, then I build really, then I finally cry. Then people feel the emotion. Now people are so emotionally disconnected.
Yeah.
That even, you say a movie, I was actually talking to one friend like, hey, let's go and catch a movie. Oh, I don't watch movies anymore. Anytime a movie come out, I just watch a 5-minute summary. People put so much effort, then you just 5-minute summary. Or like watch the thing on Netflix 2 times, times 2 speed. I mean, like, time is money, time is value and all this stuff. But then again, we should connect with our emotions more. We should. That's why I was saying earlier, like, social media or the phones are creating more and more narcissists. Because everyone is no longer emotionally grounded, and in fact, it affects a lot of the society things. Like, people are losing their empathy. Many people are hiding behind the fact that you can be anonymous and create fake accounts and talk negative or be toxic. But then again, you get so much dopamine hits, you think that that's your real emotional connection and all these sort of things. So the drinking culture is actually dying also because people find that I'm spending money to go out.
And I don't even like hanging out with people.
I can just stay at home and I just text. Some people
jerk off.
no, it's actually very bad because, like, if you notice, right, some people who really very, very into this whole thing, they are now, as we are hanging out, you see, like, as we are hanging out, I have not even took out my phone to check once. I don't even think that I should feel important to it. I want to connect with emotions.
We have the ability to.
But there are people who, if you notice, they are using their phones crossing the road. They are, while eating, they are just what? They are not even connecting with people in person. And this is super important. Because if not, we are creating a lot of lonely people in future.
Yeah.
And everyone will be so alone. And when you realize that you need something and from another person, you can't connect with them. You only make use of them, by the way. You don't connect with them. It's like, I know you're in the DJ scene. You know I do videography. So instead of like, hey, I respect your work, I want, it's just, hey, I need DJ. Hey, come on. Then if I don't pay you, I don't pay you. Because I don't empathize with, I don't care about you. Like, oh, you need to feed your family. No, that's not my problem. Type of thing. So that's a very narcissistic behavior. And it's affecting society, connections, and even dating. Dating is everyone also like, oh, this guy got this certain value. Okay, giving me emotional value. Then I get another guy to give me the financial value or what. Then no one really gets married. That's why the birth rate dropped. No one is really connected. They are all empty shells already. Very, very, very lonely, empty shells. And maybe it's like being a given nature, you also given nature. We can connect emotionally, and these are actual deep connections. Because if I were to see you down, I know that I feel it, I can help. At my own capacity, not like last time where I'm like beyond my capacity already. So I don't think there's an actual solution to this problem right now.
I was just about to get to that. Like, how do people even live with each other anymore?
They don't.
Right.
That's why single skin come out. 35-year-old all living alone. They think that they have their own apartment. Then at most, I really want, I get some friends to come and drink.
So now it's like even countries working together or people working together is really just friends with benefits.
Yeah. That's a way to put it. It's really friends with benefits. Like, if I want physical, I can either find someone who's a provider of that, or there's a lot of situationships happening, which is they don't get committed. Why? Because when you're not connected with your emotions anymore, you are actually also no longer accountable for your actions. Like, I need to account already, I run. I can always find another person who give me the similar value. I don't need you anymore. So it becomes this whole thing where people are very avoidant, very delusional. A lot of them are very delusional because of this whole brain rot thing. So, like, how do we identify a growth or fixed mindset is when you are very comfortable. So actually, every time we are constantly in discomfort, but we are growing, like, if you notice, growth is very, very uncomfortable. But if you're comfortable already, that's the lazy part, then you became very fixed mindset. So when people are telling you like now, hey, I don't think that what you're doing is correct, right? So a healthy, growing person will be like, what did I do wrong?
Rather than blame other people.
So it's not only in relationship, but I think it applies to a lot of people-to-people skills where healthy way of growing or learning is when, let's say, what you're doing is I don't think it's right, and the person will actually sit down and say, oh, why? How did it affect you? What's wrong? Okay, I'll observe. Give me some time, because some people can take probably like, oh, straight away. Okay, I do it now. Smoking. As a, let's say, boyfriend girlfriend now. Smoking. I don't want you to smoke. Okay, I do it for you. I don't smoke. External validation, by the way. If I say I do it for you, because of my health, then they really quit on. Then, so but they are learning, and so when you are doing that at the time, the first thing that you do is you acknowledge it. You know that there should be a change, that you do it. But then again, what leads to resentment in relationships or people to people is when they don't acknowledge or take accountability. There are two forms of it also, by the way, the attack and the defense.
Whoa.
The attack and defense, like communication. If boyfriend, girlfriend, hey dear, you never wash the cup. Right? A defensive one will be, really man? I forget leh. Later lah, forget already. Right? Someone who's healthy will be, I really forgot, let me do it now. Or give me a while, I'm busy, I will do it. There are some people who totally slide, no? Like, never lah, I where got, then they gaslight. They really gaslight, they like, no lah, must be your cup. I actually never, then they deflect away. That's a defensive one, very defensive, because they can't sit with their feelings. The one that really attack is the one, but you also never offer, I'll just say you what. Right? They never divert, they attack you back. Right? You say me what, I feel uncomfortable. You say I never wash cup. Then what? So if you notice, when this thing keeps happening, right, the partner would be actually thinking also like, wow, every time I bring up, it leads to an argument, or nothing gets resolved. I don't feel safe. Right? I don't feel safe anymore, because I either get attacked or nothing changes. And what happens over time is, when they don't feel safe, they cannot go vulnerable. And when they cannot go vulnerable, they just hide their feelings. They don't trust, and they keep quiet. Next time they just wash. Don't need to raise up already. But then it builds resentment, and one day it explodes. That's why sometimes argument, then you see that 6 months ago thing all come out, die. Right? Because you are actually no longer like sitting and resolving and growing together. As friends, as relationship, or even people to people. So when you're very fixed, nothing changes, and this would lead to that huge problem of building resentment, and everyone just exploit each other, be unhealthy, and leave. That's why everyone's replaceable.
You see now, right, nowadays, right, where you say that everybody is like desensitized, and then they don't really are in touch with their emotion. Everything is very transactional, right? Is that what it takes to evolve as a human, to be more logical, less emotional, to do better in life? Is that why everybody is leading towards that direction?
I mean, if different people will have different ways to live their life, there's no like one quick or successful way. But for me personally, I don't, that's not me. I would rather really be connected to my emotions. And sometimes I also, just last week I also was thinking like, am I too kind for the world? Because I realized also, although I learned to set boundaries and all this, and I'm still the giver nature, right? I also realized that I seeing too many transactional things going on, and sometimes they are being successful. But then again, I also feel wavered lah, like should I also live my life that way?
Right.
But that's not authentic to myself anymore. Because I no longer, I will like, if everyone's doing this, then why not I just join them? Then that is just, you are doing it the same as everyone else.
And maybe you're just resentful.
Probably I also learned to build some resentment when I expected people to also
Give back.
Yeah, because actually, like I say, how people behave is a reflection of themselves. I'm giver, or even we say like how to identify love language or all this. How you act is usually because you lack it. I can be giving acts of service all the time because I want people to give me acts of service. I like giving gifts because I want to receive gifts. So it is actually because of the empty void that we have. We think that this will make us feel love. That's how we give love, or how we give the validation to people.
Right.
Yeah. So transactional, definitely everything's a transaction. Even we say, like just now I say about emotional connection, that's also a form of transaction in a way. But how deep does it go? How far can it build is is something that's very important because everyone is replaceable, be it at work or friend to friend. But when you build, why I keep talking about emotional connection is because it is not that replaceable, and no two-person is exactly the same in terms of emotional connection, in terms of the skill set, the things that they can do, etc. Even the same person, you can't find the same person exactly in the same timeline, right? Like 10 years ago me, 5 years ago me, 5 years later me is going to be different.
Yeah.
Like last year you met me, like we really talked more last year. I'm a different person compared to last year, right? I was telling you I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to do something, but then again, I was progressing, and now I also have a different philosophy or mindset of a lot of things right now already. Yeah, and I hope that this one also keep going on because actually it's really quite fun. To the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you are able to share, learn together, banter over it. Then new perspective. Actually, this might help me. Or when you are in shit, like whatever I'm doing is not working for me. I remember this conversation. Why don't I try? Maybe this one can help me more. Yeah. So when you have a lot of perspective, like you keep learning and learning, right? That's the growth mindset. Right? You keep learning, like it applies to so many different areas that helps you so much. You become very versatile. You become more knowledgeable and wiser.
And I feel that, right, like I'm a very, very highly logical person. And from I knowing you for 1 year plus, I know that you are more emotional as a person, right?
Yep.
And I come to a conclusion that emotional connection to something, right, is actually very important, right? Because it's like really like akin to like back in the ancient times where like, you know, the soldiers are fighting for their country, right? And they are being sent to their death, right? It's not logical to go and die. But right, because you're willing to go to the extreme, right, to fight for something that you have emotional connections with, right?
Which is your own country.
Yeah, or maybe your company or your project lah, you will stand a higher chance of winning, right, as compared to someone that's just there on a surface transactional level. Yeah.
Which is actually, if you want to say like logical or emotional, yeah. But then again, like me learning so much things, it's all theoretical logics and all these sort of things. We talk about like money mindset or what you need to do consistently, or we talk about relationship dynamics. Like, okay, so when you are that connected logically, yeah, like logically, if let's say a guy that always ill treats the girlfriend, right? Why do all these girls still stay? It's only because of the emotional. But if you take away the emotional at that point,
It makes sense, man. Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. Guy physically abuse her, is a slum, doesn't go to work, she's providing for him, doesn't communicate with her healthily. But she's staying because of what? Emotion. And probably this girl doesn't really know her own value also. So that's why they stay in that. So when it comes to having like toxic dynamics between people, sometimes as much as I'm emotional, which also leads to me being controlled or led by the nose, because people can manipulate the emotions and eventually you like, oh, I know that this one will help the fella emotionally. Then they can manipulate you. And when you do take a step back, hey, actually, I'm being dragged around, I'm being made use of all this, right? That's the logic part, right? It saves you. So I think it's not like yes, maybe ground nature I am emotional, but as you learn more, you also learn how to disconnect with it. Not saying turn it off. Like you have to protect yourself. Empathy can be two-edged sword. You can help people, but some people can make use of you using that. Then you have to turn it off and say, logically, this doesn't make sense. I need to do this to end the situation. And that is how we get better. That is how we make sure that no one has full control of the cup that you are having, your capacity, your energy, and everything. Because this is very, very important. I think
Protect your space.
protect your space because you don't waste your time. Time is something you can't buy back. Yeah, and when you are able to protect your time, then you have the proper energy. You can do so much more. Yeah. So like for me right now, the top 3 things is energy. If the person can be the nicest person, but that person, when I hang out with them, I feel drained. I will actually hang out lesser. Yeah, because I think
don't waste time really. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah, just be honest. Because if not, then you waste time. So energy, time, then finally money. So a lot of people want money, money. But if you keep chasing, law of attraction itself, you run.
Yeah.
Right? So
I like that we are very different people, right? But we came to the center conclusion. You were very emotional. I'm very cold and heartless, logical, right? But we realize, right, there is this healthy middle that can serve your purpose very well. Yeah, without emotion, right, then you don't have the energy to go and do seemingly impossible stuff. Without logic, right, then you'll be led by the nose.
Yeah. So I think it's having a healthy balance. It sounds like health promotion board, but having a healthy balance, like we talk about yin and yang and all this, like so health, it allows us to be really versatile.
Yep.
And we can actually really do so much more because it allows you to be in any situations, like Bruce Lee say, be like water.
Yes.
Yeah, because there are times where you really need to be logical. Like just now we say professionally. So as an emotional person, if I were to need to act professionally, logically, I need to deliver.
Yeah.
Then I have to do it. So that is where logic or emotions balance is very important. The versatility is very important. And it's not always very easy. Arguments, sometimes I can just logically this one. But then again, the person will not hear one.
Right.
Because they are emotionally stonewalling. The wall is there no matter what logic. So how do we navigate that? We will navigate that by giving emotional validation first. Be it makes sense or not. Just validate their emotions, let them calm down first. Then you later on, then when they are ready to absorb, then give them the logic.
Yeah.
Or if it's building up too much on both sides, argument, disconnect. Disconnect, because emotions, like, you know, some people too happy, they'll agree to everything.
Yeah.
Too angry, they will say no to everything. So that's where the logic should come in.
Right.
Yeah lor. Okay.
Sure. Yeah lah. That's about people management really lah. That's some next level shit really lah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Actually really quite nice. What's this?
Yeah. And maybe we can like go a little bit back into social media, right? Have you heard of like decentralized I forget what is that term already, like decentralized network or something like that?
Not really.
So okay, have you heard of this app called Blue Sky?
No.
Okay, so Blue Sky, right, is like Twitter, another version of Twitter. The people that created Twitter, right, and then Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? Then they go and create Blue Sky.
Like X or Threads, all this are now.
So Blue Sky is a new thing, right? Where they have this like decentralized network thing where you can log in, right, with your own servers. So right, if there are multiple social platforms, right, with this decentralized social network, decentralized social network, you can actually, right, your followers can actually be from any network. So what it means, right, is that, like, for example, right, you at gmail.com or you at yahoo.com, right, you can email anybody, right, because it's still the email server, right? It's not you at Gmail, you can only email Gmail people. So you won't be stuck. Your so-called fan base, right, can be anywhere. But like, for example, you got a lot of fans on Instagram, right, and then you got very little fans on TikTok. One day, if Instagram shut down, wow, your income just lost.
Yeah.
Because they own your fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's like quite important lah.
It is. It's a very good safeguarding of the rice bowl.
Yeah. So, and some more, right, which leads me to my point, right, is that every platform, I believe they want to push like a certain agenda, or maybe you don't agree, because certain things can be trending, right? Or they want to push a particular song or particular artist, and then you do something relating to that, right? Then the algorithm will reward you lah and boost you lah. What do you think of this? Do you think it's true?
I personally feel that it is true. Like with the whole, I have actually a theory also of how this whole social media thing can eventually become something that's for warfare actually.
What the
Really,
fuck?
really. It sounds really crazy, but then again, right, looking at
Give me
social
your theory,
media,
man.
Okay, so it's not because of alcohol, okay. No,
Dude, you barely drink anything,
I barely
damn
drank.
it.
Okay, so if you notice, right, we are not talking about like nuclear or like last time people using swords anymore. Now, right,
It's like hacking warfare, what,
now,
right?
cyber,
Inception,
right?
bro.
Cyber, right? So now brain, so if you notice, Douyin is technically ByteDance, Douyin, TikTok, right? But what content are they serving their country is totally different. Okay, US itself is funny brain rot contents. Okay, Singapore is 小妹妹 dancing. But that's why when I was doing educational things, right, my content don't really hit. Maybe it's because people are not ready for it.
But you hit on Douyin, right?
If you do on Douyin, right, it goes very, very viral. 小红书, Douyin, you see, 小红书recommends place. China,
Yeah, education.
Douyin itself education, how to cook, how to do proper life hacks. Okay, it's making people smarter.
Yeah.
It's making people really live life.
Right.
On the other hand, they are serving brain rot things to
The
other
world.
places.
Oh.
Right. So if we talk about 50 years later, which country becomes smarter?
Soft power.
It's a very slow burn game,
Subtle.
Very subtle, but then again, it makes the whole power, the whole control, the whole economy so different. That's why why I do growth content, it doesn't go on Instagram, because they either the audience not ready, or the Instagram itself or TikTok itself totally don't want people to be that to be smarter. They want people to scream and give cheap dopamine hits.
And I think also, right, maybe because these content actually work, and then the platform is just trying to keep people on the app, right? So they're serving more of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas for maybe like China's apps, right, it might not make financial sense, but the government want it to happen, so they pump money inside.
Yes.
Despite the fact that it might not be the most algorithmically wise, because I mean, educational content is not like won't suck people in, right? But they still push it.
Unless people really want to learn. So if they're fixed mindset, that is a shit content to them.
Yeah.
But if they're growth mindset, it's good.
That's why China government, right, they want their country to be better, right? So whether you like it or not, they still push it.
We force you to be growth mindset.
Yeah.
Bringing back to your question on just now, that whole decentralized thing, right? I think it's really good that it protects the rice bowl. But then again, is also it can get messy. Because right now, like we say, each platform have different purposes. So if Instagram were to shut down, I will lose all my followers. Then being versatile is like I think it's a followers mindset, like follower or fan base mindset already. If you are constantly being able to attract. So I learned this thing. I'm coming up with this theory, or thinking of this theory, based on the fact that I read a book called Millionaire Mindset. Millionaire Mindset. So like some people, when they win the lottery, okay, the brain has this thing called the financial blueprint, right? So some people, the more you talk to them, you'll be like, oh, this guy must be rich. Why? Because the way that the way that they carry themselves, the way that they talk, you know that they will be rich because whatever that they're doing. While on the other hand, some people, you just like, they will not be able to make it.
Yeah.
Right? Because like some people can win $10 million lottery, but in 3 months they go back to living in the streets.
Yeah, they still can manage to fuck it up. Yeah.
It's because the brain is already programmed to only live with $10 or living paycheck to paycheck. So the moment that one, right, that cheap dopamine come, wow, huge money, right? Pam. They don't know that, oh, I should take this to put for investment so that I can give myself a passive income. I want straight away the instant gratification.
Yeah.
They don't think that, oh, with $10 million I actually put in bank, I can steadily get about $4,000, which is already very healthy to live. Or I can run a new business that I have always wanted to do. Yeah. It requires hard work, but it allows me to. So that brain is always at that space. One very fine example, Donald Trump. Donald Trump himself is a multi-million to billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire. Right?
Billionaire. But if you think about it, right, this dude has been bankrupt many times.
Yeah. But he still come back. Come
back. So it's actually already programmed in your mind to have that amount of money. Like those challenges that you see on Instagram or YouTube where they say, I am a CEO of a multi-million dollar, but I'm going to take away all my resources. Right? That means that all my network, I'm going to go with into this country with $0 or $10 or $100, whatever.
Challenge.
Yeah, that challenge, right? And usually, if you notice, they are successful. Why? They are consistent. They really double down. They really very consistent. They will take one idea that they know will work. Or their people-to-people skills are so strong, they can talk to people and make them be bought.
Yeah. Sales also.
Yeah, they can sell themselves very well.
Yeah.
Right? So when they keep going consistently and they are successful, then that's why this whole thing, if you bring it over to social media, right?
Yeah.
I believe that if you lose your rice bowl, yes, it's going to struggle.
But you can build back.
Instagram is gone, never mind. I know how TikTok algorithm or the thing work. I just need to tweak my style.
Right.
And it will work. And in fact, every of their own platforms, Instagram is all over, like they are doing like photos, posts, carousels, stories, reels, all this. Then TikTok is also trying to follow now, but for the Gen Zs. Then they also launched Lemonade.
Yeah. What's Lemonade? I know of the company. My friend works at Lemonade, but I don't even know what is
actually by TikTok.
Yeah, I know, but what is it short form content or what?
I would say it's more groomed content. Like people were saying that my content should go on Lemonade. Also, like the whole properly edited videos that give proper value and all this and slower pace, I should go on Lemonade. Like it's very more refined, but it's not popular in Singapore over the fact that I don't think that Singaporeans they always find that they don't have time.
Yeah.
So slower
use two
content
social
doesn't work.
media app already, so mang already, still use 3 or 4.
Right. So even for me, as much as I want to do so much social media, if you notice, I really focus on Instagram. Like a lot, 80% of my effort is on Instagram. Then I just, I got this video, okay, 顺便 throw on TikTok.
Yeah.
But of course, you actually should do it the other way around. So this is a fun fact. If you do any video, put on TikTok first. Then you put other places. Why? Because the TikTok has an AI that will check if this video has been posted first. Original content, then they push. Other platforms don't really have it. That's why I've proven it on my own also. I was like reading true man, I'm gonna try.
So like what? So if you post there first, 1-2 days, then you post your
don't
Instagram.
even need 1-2 days. Actually, you 1-2 hours can already.
What the fuck?
Really.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So like I ever tried. I post on Instagram first, then I post on TikTok, right? Well, next moment 1 hour or 200 views only. But when I do the other way around, right? Exact same style, exact same not even exact content. I do on TikTok first, boom, why the view count went up? Then I put on Instagram. Yeah. But of course, it's not 100% thing also because I ever have situation where I did a video with a friend of mine. She posted on Instagram, it got stolen and posted on her posted on another person's page. Right. So what happens now is her video was doing really pretty well on Instagram. On TikTok itself, it was booming.
Wow.
It was really huge. Like we were talking about like engagement count in 1 or 2 days, 200,000.
Wow.
High. Then the same part is she later on went to post it on her own page, right? Because it's already been posted on
Right.
TikTok,
They gain all the views already.
Yeah, so her one 300 views only, no.
Wow.
It was so painful to see. Like we put the effort and all this. So like sometimes I don't really think content copying or stealing, all this stealing is Sienna, which is eventually it will be a very huge problem because of AI and people abusing it. But if you really want to say it's how smart you are, like there are people earning a lot of money by the way by creating AI OnlyFans account. It's a thing, no? And it's quite sick because you don't need to keep going around take photos. All you need to do is like roughly create a perfect looking face.
And you don't need to manage a bunch of girls.
It's like they are doing the Andrew Tate on another level. Andrew Tate was what? He was so rich because he tell everyone, you do the video thing, like the video chat or something like that. And then he earns what?
Yeah, messaging, right? The girls messaging.
But then again, all these, like we say, like those people who are very fixed mindset or they are not healthy, they constantly need to seek all this. That's why just now I say the pornography they need higher. So to them it feels like they have a lot of girls, right?
Right.
So now you create, or they are creating all these picture perfect girls, constantly posting on Instagram. Then people are, wow, this girl is pretty hot, all this, and follow. Then after that, every day all you need to do is AI generate one image and post onto OnlyFans, and you get subscribers. It's actually a whole business model there, and that's
contributing to society brain rot, man.
But then again, that's why. But they're earning money.
But that's what people want.
So you're giving. So
you're being the devil, man.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Like I wouldn't do that as much as what I was put in a situation where there was a guy who offered me a contract. I was supposedly going to earn like a million a year or so. Right, he owns 6 businesses. The first day I went in, he took a stack of paper, he threw at another guy's face. And then he's like, what the fuck is this? Blah 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 blah. And then they don't go and do again all these sort of things. And I realized that it was every single day. But when he talks to me really, really nicely. Don't care, all these shit people, all this stuff, all this. Because he took me like a brother. So I was like a partner or what. Then, as he was doing all this to everyone, right, he was treating me really, really nice. Like, hey, fuck them, let's go and eat. Let's go and enjoy. Hey, this is how we live life. Hey, end of work. Hey, come, let's go and drink. Come, I sponsor all this. So I was living that dream, right, of high flyer money. And I get $1 million and potentially more. But I left in 1 month. So 1 month or 1.5 months. Because even if every day I earn $10 million, I would never want to treat people that way. So the same thing, even if I can get millions of followers, I do not want to be that devil.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, deep down, that's what I feel lah. Maybe
Mm.
to some people, he's manipulative or whatever. But every people have different perception of you. But deep down, I just don't want to be that devil.
And
Yeah.
I was like giving this analogy to someone, right? Is that you know when you watch anime or something, right? It's a bunch of good guy fighting one bad guy, right? Because the bad guy is how he becomes so powerful, and that he can destroy because he destroy everybody, leverage everybody, then he become the big powerful guy, right? Then the good guys trying to save the world, right? But they are not strong enough to defeat the bad guy because he's so big, right? So they need a bunch of good guys to combine and form the Avengers or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, so I think we need more good guys, man.
We really, the world itself, life is hard as it is lah. So I think being able to just a bit of good for each person, right? We can actually do so much more. Yeah, I mean, of course, if you are able to build yourself to a certain level, it is also good. But what are you going to do with that power? It can go both ways. Early stages of social media, where we talk about YouTube and all this, you notice the really big creators, how do they grow? It was not connecting to them one. They actually throw shade on other people. And back then, like, it's very even till now it's sort of unhealthy, but back then was even more unhealthy. They shade throw, like you talk Dikosh,
Like the Dikosh, right?
top 10 idiots.
Yeah.
Xiaxue also shade throw, and they are powerful, but people are like, oh my god, they are so real, they are so what? All these are instant gratifications that they are getting. If you notice, they are faded already. Because people grow, they realize that this isn't actually healthy. People get smarter.
Yeah.
And if people are not getting smarter, I'll be very disappointed with the world lah. Right? Everyone's like brain rotting to a point, which actually I am disappointed with the world. Or sometimes I the more I interact, sometimes I also feel that I enjoy this podcast because sometimes we're talking about growth. But like sometimes I hang out, I hear certain conversations and all this. I'm like, oh my god, like everyone's so brain rot and so to themselves that you're not going to last long. You're going to be so lonely. Yeah, maybe I feel upset and lonely now, but in future, I know that I am still doing something good.
I'm doing the boring stuff now to build my life, basically.
While you are just going for your cheap dopamine hits constantly. So all the best lah. Because eventually all these people will want to find another person who's healthy to leech on.
Wow,
They lose everything already, they will definitely for survivability. Humans are survival creatures. Right? It's like no one is logical enough to like, even if we talk about people who are severely depressed or suicidal, it takes a lot of courage to stand on top and then just jump. Right? I mean, I don't know, would it get us like banned because we're talking about this topic? But then again, humans have survival instincts, because when they are even like depressed people, right, if you were to say like you walk in a room and then someone just out of nowhere jumps out of your nowhere, like that, right? They will just still get started and jump.
Yeah.
It's not like they then the next moment like, oh, set me off. Like that one is
like lost all will to live.
Lost all will, but it's only at that state. Because or even if they were to say that the fella, when you jump in water, deep water, right, you struggle to breathe. Even if you want to drown yourself, you struggle to breathe. Because survival. So when you are doing everything that ruins your life and you have nothing already, survival instincts will kick in, which is why people pleasing is so dangerous. Because when you give, you realize you have nothing, you become desperate, your survival instincts come in, and that is where your true nature, being toxic, it might not be your true nature, but it's because you have to survive and you have to do something desperate to make sure that you stay alive. Right? And so like last time, maybe every time I lend you money, I give you money. Next moment, I will be like, hey brother, last time I lend you money, where's all the money? You know, even if at that point, you are still struggling, I will still draw everything back because I expect you to help me now. And that's the true nature of the human. The survival instinct comes in and it becomes very scary. The anger, that resentment, all this. A true giver will give and 算了. But some is give and then one day I can get back from you. So are they really givers? No, they're takers. Like some people give is very dangerous one. You feel that it's actually they're taking something from you in future.
Yeah, I know some people like that.
Yeah, many. Okay.
I don't know if I from where I see the statistics, they say the main population, 90% of the people, right, they are give and take people. Yeah, because that's the safest way to live life.
It is.
Yeah, you don't give unnecessarily. You repay back. So as to not create resentment, and then that's it. Yeah, and then they say right, the top 1% and the bottom 1% people are all extreme givers. Yeah, because one is stupidly giving, one is generously giving. Is like different, right? Yeah,
I think that it is in life is just really balance.
yes.
Really, if no balance, then you are we're not robots. We are not only created for one purpose. Like even if I am known for social media or video, I'm not only waking up, you will lose a lot of purpose in life.
Right.
Because you are just only doing the whole I wake up, I do videos, I post on social media.
Right.
You have to really live life to know what life is. Like next moment, maybe now after this one we go Sentosa do bungee jump, just get the adrenaline for fun. Let's do it. Then it becomes fun. It's sometimes to me I think this spontaneity, but sometimes also must plan. So there's a fine balance between planning or being spontaneous, but also to really live life as it is properly. Right. Like if not, what's the meaning of life? Like what's the point of chasing money, having a good shelter, getting huge amount of followers, even helping so many people, all this, right? Then what are you living for? You're still living for yourself, but for your own happiness, what? That's life.
I think at the end of the day, it's like your turning point, right? You were lost and then you found your drive, your direction. And then you know what to do already. And then now it's just about execution.
Execution and consistency, actually.
Knowing what to do is the tough part. Then once you know already, then just do lah.
And when you know your purpose, right, it's like how some people say manifest, but actually it becomes very I would say powerful in a way. If your purpose itself, so when I know my purpose was I want to be able to help more people, I will always find all options to help more people after I help myself. And you will actually subconsciously keep seeking. It's like when someone say they want money, right? You'll notice that why do they
do whatever it takes to get money.
Yeah, be it black or white.
Yeah.
Right. But then again, they're always seeking that way. So right now is like when I am trying to be able to help more people and I keep doing, I realize that I don't really have as much resources as I thought. I have my people network, like I can go around and people recognize me.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes when last time my staff go around and do the business picture, I know this guy. I'm not huge on social, but on the ground people do know me. Right. So I realized that I need to build credibility, and if I am the social media guy, I have to build my numbers. So I think as much as it's not like the whole 1K to 10K in 1 month, 1 year, I'm not even there. I'm like almost hitting 5K only, 4.5 today. Yeah. So, but I'm still happy that I am building that number. And so right now I want to get the fame so that I can help more people. How do I get the fame? I subconsciously I program myself to I want to get to be more recognized. Then I was actually struggling for the whole year. Right, I was weighing a lot of options. I was doing the weird contents, funny contents, all this, and I was doing numbers. And I was like, no, this type of audience will not serve me. I get the numbers, but they are not my fans. Then after that, I something just clicked with me 1 or 2 months ago. I sat down and I what is really my strength? What is my true strength? Not just helping. Like, what can I really provide for people?
Videography.
So I will just, hey, you want videos? Post on my social. Then after I get more recognition from that and build my reputation again.
Plus, I help you at the same time.
Yeah, it becomes mutual. No, you have a video, a dope video that boosts your business. I get to build my portfolio credibility and then get more people to support. And then it becomes very healthy exchange because, of course, I have to learn to set the boundary of over time up my price or what lah. So I need to start to see the value here and there also. Yeah, if not, like there are so many content creators I hang out with right now. Like I also don't know why. Maybe because
your circle, your
it's like
your
I
job.
work in this circle, my job. But then again, like probably it's because I'm already programmed to I need to get recognized, so I need to start to go into this space.
Networking.
Yeah, networking and all this. I'm in video field for 14 years, but only like 1 or 2 years that I started to do content.
To be front facing.
To be more front facing. I acted, I disappeared, I push behind. Then next moment, I'm like, okay, it's time. I feel better now that I go in front of camera. And in fact, I think it is good because if I was handed my fame, or like back then when I was offered huge contract to act, also I was actually offered a huge contract. I cannot say that, but then I rejected it because I wanted for my relationship to protect. Whoa, it was a huge mistake. Right, some people
kind of remind me of something, man.
yeah, but
Holy
then
shit.
again, back then I would be like, wow, I shouldn't have gave this up for a relationship.
But
But
how
then,
you know, right back then?
I am not in a healthy state of mind
Yeah.
to actually hold on to it also.
Yeah.
I will most likely screw up that thing.
Maybe.
And it might have been a bigger bomb because like you ruin your reputation to the point people remember you for that. It's even worse. So maybe it just happened for a reason.
Yeah, fuck lah. Rebecca Black also can come back from the dead.
Yeah. So we are all, as long as you are willing to learn and grow, I think that even if bad things happen and people who outcast you for that certain bad things, it's on them, it's not on you. Because that means that they only remember the past. Those are really depressed people. Really, really upsetting, unhealthy, depressed people.
I believe in second chances lah, but if people that keep fucking up, then that one is their problem already.
So just now you were asking me like what's the turning point for me to grow, right?
Yes.
Is you have to be aware enough that this is a cycle you shouldn't stay in. That's why some people they screw up, then again screw up, but they never identify failed relationship 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, failed business 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you grow, like every time you do business or every relationship, you know what to do, what not to do, what type of people you should interact with, what type of people you go deeper with, all these sort of things. So identify that, and it starts off with self-awareness.
Yep.
If not, no matter what, right, they'll think that I don't need to change. I don't need to, I'm living life as it is.
Yep.
Which is actually, if I were to say, modern dating is very screwed up because, right, there's so many avoidance now. I don't know if you know about attachment styles.
Avoidance style, confrontational, right?
So like anxious people are very confrontational. They want control. Then after that, the avoidance itself, they will always like, this is uncomfortable. Then they deflect or they run or withdraw. Right? So there are actually a lot of avoidance because right now they don't see the discomfort, and where they find the things to make them comfortable, go back phone, go do other things, go and find another person to make them feel good. Then they just avoid.
Instant gratification, bro.
But do all these people crave intimacy or growth? Actually, they subconsciously do.
Yes lah.
They do.
Yeah.
But when it gets too much, they feel they're losing independence, then they run. So, same thing. They are not growing because they don't exactly sit with their feelings. They are just constantly distracting themselves with work, with interaction, with doing every other thing to feel important. And I realized I caught myself in the cycle because when I was growing, I also realized that I need to do this, that. I was chasing and I was spreading myself very, very thin. Then after that, I have no time for myself. And it was just one day where suddenly, I break down. Then I took 1 or 2 days. I reflected, I regulated myself. Then I'm like, okay, it's so much easier to see which point to focus now. Yeah, and I kept, even in this 1 year, I resetted myself many times. I changed my direction. My content was like this direction, then this direction, this everywhere.
Yeah.
Then after that, I'm like still experimenting. I would say I'm still at the stage of experimenting.
Yep.
But then again, also just enjoying the whole flow of networking, knowing, learning more, and hopefully, like we always when we do this, it should one day pay off lah. But you must be consistent.
Yeah, consistent and also know what direction to take that leads to the kind of fans that will support your business in future, right?
Because when you just now you keep saying like execution. Yeah, execution actually is the second step only. First step is when you have the catalyst. Second step is the execution. But what makes people successful that I learned or studied throughout is consistency. It's really just being really, really consistent. Show up. Do it over again. Because when you are failing it, you learn from it, you are aware of it, you do it better. It becomes easier, you do it better, you do it more, and you get known for it. And that's how recognition and success come.
Yeah.
Top tier people are all very driven on one purpose only, one thing, then they very consistently do it.
And I think even if you are not like the best, right? But people see you, wow, 1,000 episode already. The fuck, they'll be like, whoa.
That's what I love about your podcast actually. Because if you're talking about following count, no, it's not impressive.
Not
It's-
crazy or what?
Yeah. But then again, dude, I can see that there are sponsorships, okay? Which is, you see, if you keep doing, people who see the value will give you what you deserve. And that is what makes us happy. If you keep chasing numbers like, oh, this video, I'm getting 10,000 views. Next video, I'm getting 20,000 views. But then again, one day, what if 500, you're like, oh, shit. Just do it and show up for yourself. And like, it does affect me also. I see, wow, I doing growth content, wow, 200, 300, 500 only. Yeah, I do stupid content like down there eating potato chips and doing like nonsense. I get like 15,000, 600,000 views. Then after that, I reminded myself, oh, do it because I want to do it. Not because of the fact that I want validation from other people. Like I think just now I showed you a video I actually is something that I want to educate people. I did plan and then finally I just, okay, I think it's ready. I should try this out. I might not have built an audience. A lot of people is build audience first, then you build audience, then you show who you are. Because if you at the start you do who you are, no one gives a damn. Build audience, all this. But I now, if this is very theory to build numbers and make people connect, but I'm not here to just gain followers. I want to just show what's deep inside me, to let more people know. That's how art is. Art should be something that's very authentically connected deep in you.
Yeah.
So even if it doesn't get viewership counts, don't know. Yeah lah, sian lah, no number. So what? Life goes on.
Yeah.
Do again, no. Like I throughout the whole, right now should be week 10, week 11. I was doing the weekly challenge. I just stopped doing it already. So like I was doing until week 9. Then week 10, right, I have to script out everything out. But I was like, no, I don't think this is the correct thing already, because people are not seeing the value. And secondly is that it still feels fake to me, actually, honestly speaking. As much as in whole video I was saying like authenticity, growth and all this, and we were talking about this whole authenticity on podcast, right? I feel that I'm doing it very curatedly.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still trying to educate people where I am. I don't think I'm in that position to educate people to grow yet, because I'm still exploring it myself. I'm sharing what I learned, but it feels very fake already. Then
So
I'm like,
talking
okay,
about that one is your last time you did the growth content. You 10 weeks in a row.
yeah,
So teaching people how to grow on social media.
not
That-
only
that's-
growing on social media, but just how to grow your mindset.
Oh.
Yeah, then after that,
Like
yeah lor.
coaching style.
Yeah, then people were thinking that I was selling life coaching. No,
Yeah,
people were thinking
of course.
this guy is going to be a life coach.
Check out my link in bio.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing that also. Then I'm like, oh, okay, actually this doesn't serve any more purpose. I only did that to test myself on my discipline.
Right.
Like, can I do it every week? So week 10, I actually already holding camera going to film. Now I'm like, this is very meaningless. Like,
So what is like the thing that you found now?
the thing that I found now is that I just need to build my audience in my way, in terms of being more recognizable. But then again, still, I would want to say I want to grow with people. So when I'm growing with people, I just want to collaborate with more businesses and people. Then just keep doing and showing up for myself first. And I believe that will allow me to build the audience that I want.
So it doesn't have to be acting content.
It doesn't have to be. Like, it can be, I mean, acting is just something I'm happy and passionate about.
Yeah.
But if you want to say, if it is still like, if someone invites me to be a host for mental health, right? I would say, come, I want to do it. Free also, I do it. Because it connects, and I think that people should grow. And so, not saying like the mental health is like depression, all these type of things only. It's like, I believe that everyone is facing their own struggles.
Yeah.
So if it helps people, it makes people grow, it makes people, the world a better place, I would do it. Yeah, and in fact, it was quite interesting because
And nowadays anything can also be content, right?
anything.
Hello.
Yeah, like time to time when I really free, I don't want to stay at home because staying there would make me not move, and then I also end up like brain rotting again. I go community center, go and volunteer also. I go and accompany all the old people. Yeah, so the old people were like some get abandoned or what, right? So, and I actually pick up how to do knitting, no, or crocheting or something like that. It was them random one. So like this lady was doing that. Then after that, I was like, hey, what are you doing? Then I learned already. Then next moment, I like sometimes I just, okay, I'm going to do a gift. Then I just do the thing and give my friends. Yeah, but like if you notice, it makes their time and make their time better.
And all these people need company, you know.
Yeah, all these people really, I find very poor thing. So this is the type of world that I envision it to be, and I hope that using social media we can actually start doing that for people as well. Like people, why I enjoy your podcast also is because everyone, whatever they say is very real. Actually, it's whatever they deep down, like their insights of the industry, or this, like some podcasts are just there to laugh or entertain or just throw shade or all these sort of things. But this podcast has a very strong sense of growth that actually your fans will be very, very true to you.
Like, hey, so successful, share some secret lah, you know? Like,
Yeah, and there are also many other very successful podcasts, like Diary of the CEO.
Oh my
I
god,
love
my
that guy, man.
favorites, yeah.
Yeah, and actually the best podcast that I saw there was by Dr. K. Now I started following this guy. Oh my god, he's huge, man. Like a lot, I actually, a lot of my perception of my growth, right, when I was growing, like I saw the podcast and I was like, oh my god, this is another perspective that I am not understanding.
Healthygamer.gg.
Yes. Oh my gosh, he is so good. Like all these people inspire me to be like okay, that's probably my end goal to be first. Then from that, definitely I will still chase more. After, if I manage to hit that, I'll go even further.
Yeah.
And it's so fulfilling to see when things are changing around you, because as you get healthier, you can give better, but you also start to see like you're attracting even better people.
Yes.
And then you leverage on that. I used to beg for jobs, no. I used to be like, people give jobs, right? I screw it up because I was so unhealthy. Then after that, I thought like, okay, they say what, you are the closest 5 people, right? So I started to find higher net worth people to connect, and I was like telling them, I love your work, I pour them a bit or whatever. I wasn't being authentic. Then after that, hey, connect with me. They never ever get back. They never ever get back. So can you imagine when last year, when they, out of nowhere, I've been seeing your social media, you were actually doing something already, and back then you weren't ready. Like the same thing. Then they called me and like, hey, actually, do you want to work on this with me? So I no longer chase. I actually started attracting because I was building myself to the point where people who see your value are attracted to you.
Yeah.
Because chasing is actually honestly very, very tiring one.
And I think that is like a hallmark, right, of a good business person, right? Because there's this role in the DJ world called DJ booking manager. Okay. So I really admire those people. I don't know, you know Hartwell, right?
Yeah, Hartwell.
Obviously, right? So back in the day, Zook owner, right? He can identify, right, Hartwell when he was very young as a trainee, right? He's gonna be world famous. And then invite him to his house for dinner, hang out with him, right? And then after 10 years, this guy blew up, right? He still remember the owner of Zook, the old Zook lah. And then he's like, and then he's like still come and visit, ask about him and stuff. Whenever he come to Singapore, he always ask about him. Yeah, so that is like really like, wow, you really can see the potential in a person, right? Yeah, that's some superpower right there. You know?
It is a superpower because as I am gaining awareness so that I can help myself, I actually gain a lot of awareness and understanding of myself and people to people. And it allows me to sometimes, right, it was from back then where I trust people and I always get made use of. It changed a lot, no? Right now is I have 2 or 3 conversations with someone and I really know like what's their potential, or are they good or bad.
Yeah.
And I know to draw, or like, okay, I can try and invest more in this person. So I believe everyone has a potential within them, right? Like the most common thing I used to hear was, for myself, was actually, you are a super talented guy. You have really, really huge potential, but I don't know what you're doing now.
I think maybe at that point you never realize your own potential yet.
I do know what I can do. It's more of, maybe I don't have a self-esteem. Maybe I was still battling my internal battles. I'm not saying that I'm out of it now, totally out of it, but then again, like, that's part of the growth, right? The discomfort. So right now I'm able to sit with my superpower. I have this skill set, and then I no longer be like, please come to me. I have my value. So I am valuable enough that if you don't want me, don't know. Then after that, it makes it so much more magnetic. Because people start to, hey, I actually do have this see this value. And it only goes to show when you are becoming more and more mentally healthy. Because now people don't say that people are, I'm actually getting a lot of more feedback where this potential that I saw is really showing. It's starting to bloom. Maybe like, although it's like I'm already of a certain age already, and then it is, you feel that a bit late, but I don't think so. It's better than never starting.
Yeah, our 35-year-old puberty. Finally, armpit got hair already.
So mental health, like mental growth, because it is so different, because there are people who are 50-year-old who still thinks like 20-year-old.
Yep.
So some people mentally they deteriorate also because of the fact that they are too fixed or they brain rot. So I think it is what connects me with people. Of course, firstly is if you talk about very superficial like social media, right? It's looks. But what makes me stay is actually their mental.
I think values are right.
Their values, their integrity and value is one thing. Like it's more like the brain, how they think and what they are pursuing that allows me. It's like a storefront that looks good. I would say a storefront looks good, I go. But whatever inside needs to also match. Right?
Yeah.
Because to me, I think it goes both ways. It's like having a healthier mind makes you look better. You do things for yourself.
Because you want to be successful, but you want to be successful the right way. You don't want to be successful, right? Going the zigzag, like maybe the black way, you know.
Then that is also very hocus pocus with you. It's like you are doing it to seek external validation. I think it really comes internal. And finally I understand. I was like, sounds like some Buddhist monk thing. I'm like, what is this internal happiness, all these type of things, right? Then I was like, as I learned, I'm like, actually this is true. Maybe after this podcast, I go and shave my hair. I'm gonna be monk already. I also never know.
Make monk content.
Make monk content. Yeah, I did 2 years ago. 2-3 years ago, I was a breakdancing monk for like one music video. And I was fat. I was fat. I was so unhealthy, like water retention. I was every day blaming everything else. What I could have done. Then after that, I feel very, when's the end of this? And I gained weight so badly. I show up, right? My first impression was so bad. Yeah, then now I just like, I don't care how people look at me. I'm just going to keep working and look maxing and look after my skin, work out when I have nothing to do, or just keep finding things that is good for myself, keep doing. Really nothing to do, middle of the night, cannot sleep, take a book and read.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really. People, I have never picked up a book until 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean radical change, right? You want to win more in life, you have to take extreme measures.
Which is interesting because, right, that is like a switch. Just like something inside click. Because when the moment, and after I identified purpose, something inside just the switch just happened. That's why there were people who you notice when they are probably in 6 years, 7 years relationship and they ended, right? Then the guy, next moment, 2-3 months later, married. Why? Because it's the base layer, the base switch already, the whole mindset changed. Then they are ready. If not, right, throughout the 6 years, the girl neck. Never ever change one. Never change because it's not that they don't want change, it's that they don't know how to. It's like me having the drive to want to be successful in life back then. But then again, I don't know what to do. I'm anyhow banging. Because I don't know my end destination.
Right.
Yeah, so you have the energy, but you don't know how to spend the energy properly.
Right. So right now, other than doing video production for Simon Boy, right? You're doing video production, right?
Yeah, I'm helping him do video productions right now.
So how do you like envision yourself like getting income so that you can be your own business owner? Yeah. So you don't have to work for other people.
So as of
through
now,
brand deals?
not only through brand deals, I still believe that internally I need to build myself. Because when I build myself, it will allow all these opportunities to come. We talk about like Tim Cook, Apple. If you notice, right, personal branding is so important. It's actually more important than the business itself. You can represent a business, but then again, if you take away that person, if the business fails, then it's not a successful business. So the thing is that this person, if you observe, right, Apple and Tim Cook, right, they are follower count, right? Tim Cook is actually really, really crazy amount of followers compared to Apple. Because the personal branding, and why did Steve Jobs choose Tim Cook? So constantly just build myself. If you want to say like eventually to build my own businesses, obviously is to grow my mindset, still continue learning. Of course, like understand better on, we talk about financial planning, investments and all these sort of things. Because if we keep chasing external validation, then we will just keep spending the money, get validation, people please and all this. But now it's like building, get that certain finance really, really stable. get the healthy network, right? Because you don't want to whatever finance you build, then after you learn to identify the person because you don't want like next one I throw 100K in and they are actually unhealthy, squander your money away.
Yeah.
Because does that much I do on my own. But I still hope that there are really, really good people that we can build together.
Yeah.
So right now, build my personal branding to a certain stage where I'm able to help more people, and when I get connected with more people, I can be my own face. I can be my own company. I can represent myself. I don't need to be. I used to have a company that now I think earlier this year or something I went to dormant it already. Okay, it was a darts company. I actually did a lot of businesses before.
Yeah.
Right, I did skating business. I did a few production companies before. I even did a sports product darts and all these sort of things, and it didn't really work out because I myself was not ready. Yeah, so if I am ready, like earlier on I said, when I was offered a huge contract, I would have screwed it up. And when I really think I should do it on my own, I do the business, I screw it up. So now, build a very strong foundation, be it finance, be it mental, be it energy, be it your time and all this sort of thing, everything. Build that foundation so strong. Then eventually when working, like even we say working, yeah, it is stable and all this, then after that start to allocate it properly, then allocate the time, because all of us just looking for that way out for freedom.
Yep.
Right. I'm not saying like, oh, today I'm not looking to flex like, oh, this mansion is mine, I'm a multi-millionaire, all these sort of things. Of course, that would be a bonus.
Yeah.
Because if we keep chasing that, it makes us very inauthentic. I will only connect multi-millionaires. I will only go to Porsche, Lambo, McLaren, Ferrari events to connect and what. But one day people call your bluff is going to crumble, no? Because all these are built on facades. And we don't want that. We want to make sure that it's really so internal that we make it so stable. Then, see how far we can go. Because if I can build something stable, I do a small business, getting better, I get better. I connect with bigger businesses. Then after that, I learn and get better and better. That's why I respect people who can really do a lot of successful business, because you have no idea how much crazy things is going on in their brain actually.
Yeah, one business really fucking mental already.
And imagine having multiple. But then again, also you must observe, must be careful to observe how did they do it, because there are good and bad ways.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying the bad way is bad, because bad way allows them to survive and be successful still.
Yeah.
But does it connect with the base character? Can they sleep at night? If they can sleep at night,
Okay lor.
Okay lor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe for me cannot lah.
Yeah.
I mean I see people throw paper on the face already. I'm like, oh, you give me 10 million a day, I also won't treat people this way. I zao.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah lah. So basically, build your own brand, build your own IP. Then once you have the
IP is very important, especially social media.
Yeah. Then once you have the capacity, then you think about other businesses lah.
Yeah. Because if you cannot look after yourself, how can you build a business to look after people?
Yeah.
Really.
Starting a company is you are actually trying to take care of other people, man.
You have to. Like even if you say you build yourself to the point where if there are so much jobs, like if you can't serve yourself properly, you cannot serve the other businesses. And when you build to so high of a level already, right? Then you're like, yeah, I really can manage. Then that's where you hire another person. It's not because I want to look good for my company, I hire people. I have so many staff. Then all of them starving. It's the same. Before we put the responsibility of looking after or providing for another person, be it company, be it relationship, ourselves have to be really ready. If you are not ready, you are just dragging another person onto your sinking boat. Make sure your boat can become stronger than Titanic. Don't hit one iceberg, die. And if you die also, must learn to rebuild. Like you must be damn driven one.
Yeah.
Right? You see like so many people who crash. When you crash, you just think, what do I do from here? Do I try and climb further, or do I below in self-pity?
It's difficult to be an entrepreneur. It's difficult to be a boss. It's not for everybody.
It's not easy. And nothing is easy. Even if you say the instant gratification, lying in bed, it makes you comfortable now. But then again, the pain of staying in the same state is even more painful.
In future, right?
In future, yeah. So why not just go and get started? Do something for yourself. Go and grow. Cannot find, go and find the right people. Find your direction.
Yeah, I need to clip this and send it to some people, man.
Damn. Well, next moment you say I'm motivational speaker also.
Can go back your old content, recycle.
Oh my god. Become growth. That's when I do the growth content properly.
Yeah. Okay, great, man. Yeah, we got a lot of value for today. Thank
Thanks
you so
much for
very
having
much.
me. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.